How old were you when you joined the military?
Oh, 23, I guess.
23, and so you had 6 years in between the time you finished school and you joined up. You just worked on people's farms.
Yeah, and I spent several winters working for Roy Eames there at the store,
And that was the store in Elba, right across from the school.
driving truck, clerking, whatever he could find to do. And then I'd work on farms during the summertime. I worked for Sam Barker up there for a year or two. He had quite a bunch of cattle, and I considered myself quite a cowboy. In fact, I wasn't too bad. I can still see myself on that old pinto. They had their roping calves. I could snake them by the hind feet.
You were pretty handy with the rope, huh?
Yeah, not too bad for a kid. I enjoyed that, but I always worked. I had a job most any time I wanted to have it. It didn't make any money, but I had a job.
So, what made you decide to get in the military?
Well, when I was about 20, 21, I went out to Juniper and worked on a dry farm out there for 3 summers. And then that was hard work, and I made big money, $30, $35 a month. Things still weren't too great. And I had me a pretty steady girlfriend then, Lois Lee. But and then they brought the electricity in, and I worked digging post holes for them for probably all one fall and maybe part of one summer and fall, and then the guy from down here was up in there wiring a bunch of those houses, and I got on with his helper up there as a kind of a flunky electrician, and I helped wire quite a bunch of the houses up there in Elba. And it was that fall they had started the draft, and
What were they drafting for? We weren't in war at that time, were we?
no, but it looked pretty serious.
World War II?
So we all drew a number, and you went in according to the number that you had, and I had a fairly low number, and so I knew that I'd be going in before too long. And then when this electric job kind of petered out, well, I didn't have anything else particular to do, and you were going to go in the military for a year, and then you're supposed to get out. You had your obligation finished. So I went down to the draft board and volunteered to be in the first draft, so I could get in, get my year over with, and get out, get married if I wanted to, and get started into something.
Were you still hot with this? What was her name?
Lois Lee.
Lois Lee.
And
Were you?
yeah, her dad wasn't very hot on me. She liked me.
At that point in time, what was your church activity like?
Oh, it was pretty nil. I'd go when it was convenient. but I